What is up YouTube, it is Matty and I'm going to show you another cleanup episode. So as always, this episode is all about showing the cleanup, showing a failed attack or an attack that didn't quite make it, and how it was then improved to get the 3-star. Now the objective isn't really to like show hog raids and then it cleaned with Laloon. It's to show a similar strategy used, but just slightly differently, and how that can affect the outcome of the raid. So the first person we're going to show is, it's on their number 11, this wall versus Warriors BR, and Brian was the first guy to attempt the base number 11, which is the one for the feature of the video. Now you can look at the base. It's it's not too highly upgraded, as in the 2 air defences are lower, 2 wizard towers are lower, a couple of cannons, that sort of thing. So it's not a max Channel 9, but it's a pretty good base design. I've seen a hell of a lot worse. I think there's been quite a bit of thought put into it, which is always good. I think a better base design beats base levels. But I want to show Brian's attempt at it and how he tried to do it, because they both tried Shattered Laloon. They just approached it a little bit differently. So what you can see, the start pretty straightforward. 2 golems down and the wizards to clean the pathway in. Now first thing you'll notice is he's trying to take down the 2 air defences and the queen, and potentially the expo as well. But issue number 1, the queen's gone the wrong way. Issue number 2, a dragon came out the CC and he had a lightning spell, which really doesn't do too much. But the issue is, you can see the queen now, she's just absolutely wasted shooting that wall. And because she's not there, the dragon is still alive. And it's killing the king, it's killing the golems. It's doing its thing and just being a right pain in the ass, to be honest. And you can see Brian's actually already started the hound dropping, and because he only had 2 hounds, the only time you can get away with 2 hounds is if there's only 2 air defences left, and even then you need a good loon deployment to be able to take to get the 3-star with that. So yeah, the mistake here, the big mistake here, is that the fact that the funnel didn't work properly. He didn't get the queen in. And we'll go back and have a look at that part of it, because that was so key to this raid. Now you can see all these loons he's bought. Because he only had 2 hounds, he was able to bring a lot of loons. But the problem is, because the hounds didn't tank for long enough, because there was an extra AD, because the dragon's still alive, the loons just got wrecked individually anyway, so it kind of just became a complete fail in the end. So it's quite sad it went this way and that it didn't quite work out for Brian. I'll show you what I mean by the trying to get the queen in. We'll see how the person who cleaned it up did it differently. So both golems down. Now I think the wizard on the lab took a little bit long. He could have done with dropping his queen a little bit further over. You can see the mortars trying to take out those couple of wizards there, but right here, with the arch tower being the next closest defence, and the king's gone the wrong way as well. He ended up turning around when the jump spell came in. This is where the raid fell apart, and we'll see how that's corrected on the cleanup. I can't actually remember who did the cleanup. Great preparation, Matty, as always. Let's find it. Number 11. There you are. DLS, Dark Lord Sauron. He's the one that did it. Now Dark hasn't got epic heroes or anything like that. You know, he's not like coming in level 25 heroes. In fact, the armor comp's pretty similar. You'll see he's brought an extra rage spell instead of the lightning spell, because the lightning's pointless. But let's just see how he does the deployment and how he gets his queen to go inside. That's the key to this bit, I think. So the golems are down, and 2 wall breakers are in to break them in now, and let's see what happens. Wizards down 2, 3, and the 4th one on the gold mine as well. Now because he's cleared the outside buildings first, before the wizard towers go down, the queen's moving in. Now that second wizard has moved on to the arch tower. Oh, it's gone the wrong way again. Queen's gone the wrong way, except now she's moved in. So almost had the exact same scenario there. I didn't realise how close to a repeat scenario we had. but it's actually worked out okay. The queen's moved in, she's shooting the dragon, she's getting shot by the cannon, but that's okay. She might move out of range, but with the ability she's going to kill that cannon now. There it goes, and then she's going to turn on the air defense. So this part of the raid's, well, it's completely different, isn't it? Oh sorry, there's a third hound on this one as well. So he has changed the tactic slightly there, but the 2 air defenses did go down, and he's got the extra rage spell as well. So it is slightly different in the army. You see the third hound's coming in around the side now, going straight onto that last AD, dropping the loons in as well to swoop them in. And it just needs to be able to have enough loons to be able to tank the Expos and the Teslas, because they're the things that really do wreck loons as part of a loon raid. And you can see he saved a couple of loons for the back end, and he's able to drop it straight onto the arch towers. They haven't he hasn't killed them, but it's enough to distract them while the rest of the loons come in. And the last defense is about to go down now. There it goes. Excuse me, there it goes. Sorry, there isn't more. But he's got enough pups to be able to clean up the base. I think the time's going to be quite tight on it. Got the loons down the bottom there, then the pups on the left hand side, which we're about to go over. Quite a few storages left, so I'm just going to speed up through it because it's just a basic cleanup now. But you can see some slight changes now. One big change was that there was an extra hound. So it became more hound heavy and more tanky. The other change being that he somehow managed to make it so that the queen went inside, and I think it's the fact that one elixir pump went down to stop the queen swooping around. So it might have just been the wizard placement, or the fact that the mortars were completely distracted and didn't kill it. And you'll watch that far left wizard goes and starts killing that elixir pump. That might be the difference, you know, and we'll go back and double check it, because this part of the raid was really key, because it was the difference between taking both air defences and the dragon down and the expo and the queen, and not but the hound deployment itself was pretty smooth. You'll see here, well, we've already seen this bit, so I'm going to wind it on. I'll do it in 2 times speed so you can see the deployment. It brings one hound in from the far left, which will swoop over the first archer tower and any traps that are on the way. Look, loons down to take down the Tesla and also that core defence is there. Second hound in to sort of take place while the first one pops, leaving a few pups to work around, and just smoothly dropping the loons around. Also, they're heading towards the centre and getting all those defences nice and dead. As I said, the Teslas, he kept the rage spell for them, which was great. And then there you go. That's 3-star. So let's go back one more time. Sorry to do this, and just double check why the queen went the wrong way. And I think it's going to be that elixir pump. Looking at the raid, that right on the far left. So I'm just going to speed through and watch what happens to that wizard now. He goes and kills the wizard dies. Look, that's it. It's as simple as that, because the queen was pretty much the same spot on both, but now she's moved left instead of going in to help the king. It's quite funny how a raid can almost be decided on that, because the guys king and queen were both higher. But just tiny little, as I said at the start, butterfly effect of this series. The tiniest things can make the biggest difference in a raid, and that was a tiny thing, but it made a huge difference. Especially since he had planned, and the loon deployment wasn't too smooth either, and the hound deployment wasn't the best. But he had this raid was planned as if the 2 air defences were going down. So I've been in that situation before. You make a plan, and it doesn't quite come together, and then you panic and end up failing. So the hound's dead, and there it goes, raid over. It's that simple. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed looking at this cleanup episode, guys. I know it feels a bit disjointed and I've been a bit all over the place, but I was trying to make a point and show you the slight differences in how you can convert a raid. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed, and peace out.